welcome back to episode 8 of our Northwest WA series. In this episode we'll be checking out more of Broome, and first up we'll be looking at the Broome Historical Museum.
Yep, it's open every day pretty much from 10 a.m. and it showcases the history of the local area, from everything from the local Aboriginal tribal history through to the age of pearling, all the way through to World War I, World War II, and then into some of the history that sort of defines Broome as it is today. This is what we saw. So we pretty well just finished the museum, and we found this cool looking thing out the front. It's a time capsule in an old sea mine. It was last opened and resealed on the 14th of December 2000. And if you're thinking of coming to Broome, maybe you put it off until 2033 if you want to come back in November. Pretty well 13 years from now, and they'll be opening it up and looking at the stuff that was put in there. So that was the museum. Great to check out in the morning, and once you've done that, head on over in the afternoon to the Malcolm Douglas Crocodile Park, located 15 minutes just up the highway out of town, so it's really close. What time does it open, Jackie?
Opens at 2 p.m, croc feeding's at 3, and I think it's open till about 5.
Yeah. So many crocodiles.
Loads of crocodiles.
And the keeper there is great, he's so knowledgeable, and we had a ball.
Yeah.
So this is the Malcolm Douglas Crocodile Park.
Alright. The reason they're missing their food is because that sun's high up here. And that's why this is designed the way that we face now. Every afternoon they come out to eat here. When they look up at that chicken, it's like you're trying to catch a cricket ball with the sun in your eyes. And they miss it for a little bit, but it makes it a bit safer for us to work in here with them. What we've got in here is 70 adult saltwater crocs. And that's the world first. In Australia anyway. He's very, very territorial. He won't share his property. He won't share his food. And he definitely won't share his women. But what happened here, nearly 30 years ago, this was one batch of eggs at our other farm. They've got different parents, but they were all hatched out in our incubator together, and they've known each other since the minute they come out of their eggs. Doesn't mean they like each other, but they tolerate each other a little bit. We tried for 70 boys. If you've only got males in there, there's a lot less arguing. The girls always start the arguments with the crocs. So we tried for just boys, but it turned out we had about 10 girls and 60 boys. So the way that got broken down, they have a hierarchy. That big fella there, he runs that whole corner with 2 females he keeps for himself. That big fella over there, with the scars on his head, he runs that whole corner with 2 females of his own. So that leaves 4 girls between the other 58. Remind you of a nightclub. Come midnight, same dramas. First thing about a saltwater croc, there isn't any such thing as a saltwater croc. Just that Aussies are really good at making up names. We got Jacko and Tomo and Davo going to the Rowie. What he is, he's an Indo-Pacific estuarine crocodile. And out of the 13 types of crocodiles in the world, he's the biggest and nastiest of the whole lot. About 90% of crocs live in fresh water, not salt water. But the reason we call him a salty is in the back of his throat. He's got some special glands in there and they act like a desalinator, and they take the salt out of his system or filter it through so he can tolerate fresh or salt water. The scientists are studying this at the moment. If you and me lost a leg or an arm in the bush, you'd either bleed out or you'd die of infection. When it happens to one of these blokes, his brain says, well, you know, you're not there anymore, that leg's gone. So it self-cauterizes itself. It squeezes the muscles together, cuts off all the blood flow. It takes about 3 minutes to stop the bleeding. And then it heals up like they got a little skin graft on them. Heals up perfectly. So if he can do it, we've got the same organs they have. If he can do it, we should be able to do it. So that's one of the things they're looking at. Also in crocodiles, there's no tumours or cancer. And they don't know why that is either. So they're finding out more and more about them every year, and we need to look after him, or else there'll be another thing that we lose before we understand what his job was on the river. He wouldn't have bothered coming any further. He weighs around a tonne. A tonne is what a big rodeo bull weighs. The small ones, they're all girls. They're easy to tell. Before he does that. There you are. And he lives with a couple of girlfriends just around there. Just hang on. They don't chew food at all, everything goes down in one lump. If it's too big for him to swallow, that's when they bring their head out of the water and they thrash it around 100 miles an hour, and the legs come off and the head comes off and he's left with the bit that he wants. This is the one from Willie Creek Pearl Farm. We've got 3 from Willie Creek Pearl Farm. We've got Willie, then we've got Willie 1, and this is One Eye Willie. And it's called One Eye Willie. It's this eye and this side. It's got no sight. Malcolm said you're going to have problems if you take him. They knew better than us, so they went behind our backs, they shot him. We've got him in here. Now he's been replaced by 3 crocodiles at Willie Creek. So that's what happens. Once it's crocodile habitat, you're always going to get a crocodile in you. Better the devil you know. You know, you don't trust them, but better the devil you know, sort of thing.
Well, that was a lot of crocodiles.
don't put your fingers through that fence line, you might come off with one less, eh?
Nah, it was, yeah,
Seriously powerful animals.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I'm feeling hungry, Jackie.
Are you?
I am. And I kind of want to go back to a place we already went to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where's that?
That is Matso's Brewery.
You want to go for dinner?
I want to go for dinner. In our first episode in Broome, if you haven't seen it, check it out. We went for lunch. It was so good, we had to go back for more.
Dinner.
Alright, update. Jackie's just tried her first beer. What do you reckon?
This is the best gnocchi I've ever had. Yeah, amazing. So good.
And my pasta is like melt in the mouth. Well, how good was that food, Jackie?
It was the best dinner I've ever had.
Yeah. And it was fun trying some different beers.
Yeah.
I think anything you try is great. They've got stuff for the sweet palate and for the savoury palate. It's just a great place.
Yeah.
And we're pretty well at the end of our Broome stay. But we have left the most iconic thing to do until last. What is that, Jackie?
That would have to be
A sunset.
on Cable Beach.
Yeah. You've probably all seen it before. If you haven't, drive your car onto the beach, park up and watch the sun go down. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See ya.
Bye.
and we're back on the road again, heading south to 80 Mile Beach.
That's right. We'll try our luck at some beach fishing too.
But do we catch anything?
Or is it just like every other fishing trip we ever have? Guess you'll have to wait and see. Remember, you gotta like and subscribe. Go on, do it. What are you waiting for? Thanks, bye.